Beware. Beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. Great Tuesday morning. You know, I got up this morning. I got a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth win. I'm not taking this crap, people. Now, if you all want to lay down, lay down. But it's like you get up in the morning and you see the sun, you see the birds, and I'm not trying to be melodramatic, but you think, God dang it, I got another day. I got another day to make a difference. Now, maybe you didn't make a difference yesterday, but today's a new day. I'm going to make a difference. I'm just happy and proud to be alive, and I mean that. And I'm going to do what I can do to help out my country, my constituents, my friends, my neighbors, and my enemies. I actually want to help my enemies see the light, because what they've done is egregious, is atrocious. And I got to say, I was watching TV last night, and Amika, you stinker, Jackson Hicks, you know, Jackson Hicks, you bitch, you skank. Whatever I want to call you, I can call you, because this is America. People get mad at me, get mad. I'd be more mad at all the money that she's helped waste down in East St. Louis. I'd be mad at the way she's treating her people in East St. Louis after only 2 months. And this ignorant bitch, East St. Louis mayor, here. Would you rather me not call somebody a bitch and let them get away with this crap and not expose them? Or would you rather let me call them a bitch, call them, lampoon them, we call it? Like the president gets lampooned. I get lampooned. Talk about them, call them bitches, call them names, give them colorful names. You want me to quit doing that and not expose all this crap? Or do you want me to? I'd say call them everything in the book. If it was you in here on the radio, I'd say call them everything in the book. Let my ears burn. But at the end of the day, expose these son of a bitches, because my ears burning isn't half as hurtful as the millions of dollars these son of a bitches steal from us every year. So let's get past the verbiage here, will we? Let's get past the verbiage and get to the facts. But this stupid Amika, you stinker, and you know what, Amika? You know, you say that, and let me get it. I don't know why I can't find the crap. Here it is, right here in front of me. Amika, Says now listen, her administration inherited an unbalanced budget with the deficit projected at $5.7 million. Did you hear what she said? That lying bitch, did you hear me? Her administration inherited unbalanced budget of $5.7 million. Then she talks about the corruption. She talks about that the documents left. Now listen, people. The documents left by the previous administration. And here I want to take a side note. When you read the paper, World War II ended such and such a year, I believe 45. That's what you read in the paper. But then you turn me on and turn me up, hopefully, and I'll give you the dark side. I'll take you to the dark side. I'll explain the situation. And that's what we need. We don't need facts. We need the underbelly. We need an explanation as to what's going on. And I'm going to give it to you once again. This stupid bitch, now listen, said her administration inherited an unbalanced budget with a deficit projected at $5.7 million. Okay, you got that, right? You got that. Then she said, documents left by the previous administration revealed waste, abuse, theft, which is criminal, and neglect of city resources. It says it interfered with our ability to operate and function as a city while speaking at a church. This stupid bitch, did she forget? Is she that stupid? I think she's stupid enough that she doesn't wipe her ass after she takes a political crap. Thus her name, Amika Ustinka Jackson Hicks. I wondered where she got that name. This stupid bitch ain't smart enough to wipe her ass after she takes a crap. Because Amika, unless you're as stupid as your daddy, Eddie the Gerbil, and I gotta say, and I don't want to be a smart ass, you got all that frizzy hair cut off, and now you got that Shirley Temple, that Goldilocks look. You look just like your daddy, and that ain't a compliment. That ain't a compliment. But listen to me, people. She's throwing Alvin Parks. She's throwing Alonzo Greenwood. She's throwing Charlie Powell and the East St. Louis Democratic Club under the bus. She's accusing them of theft of city finances. That's criminal. So apparently, she's accusing them of criminal activity at the point of $5.7 million. And she goes to the church and she's saying, hey, we got to get rid of this kind of corruption. You stupid bitch. You were the finance chairperson in the previous administration. Do you understand me, people? This ignorant bitch was as big as part of the problem as Alvin Parks or any of the other council members. She sat there, got Eddie Jackson's seat, and I don't know. Somebody call me if they know how many years was Amika Ustinka Jackson Hicks on the council in East St. Louis before she was elected mayor. But this rotten skank, and I say that with all the disrespect that I can muster up. And you good people in East St. Louis, don't fall for this okey-fadoke. The previous administration. You mean, the previous administration that her daddy was part of, the state representative who ran ramshot for everybody in East St. Louis up there in Springfield, who got endorsed by this apparent culture of corruption, is Amika Jackson Hicks is now saying the previous administration. The previous administration was aligned with her daddy, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson. Her previous administration had her as a councilwoman, had her as the finance chair. Now, how hypocritical, people, you listen to me, how hypocritical can this bitch be? Oh, I said bitch. Well, listen, call me anything you want, but make sure my taxes are properly taken care of. Make sure my family's properly taken care of. Make sure this country is properly taken care of. And then you can call me a no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing, son of a bitchin' bastard, no-count bastard, and I'll shake your hand. Because I don't give a damn what you call me. I give a damn what you do for me. I give a damn what you do for this country. That verbiage gets you nothing. Gets you nothing at all, people. And I'm tired of hearing that. Oh, you shouldn't say it this way. No, they shouldn't do it the way they're doing it. And if they didn't do it the way they did it, the corrupt way they did it, I wouldn't be talking the way I'm talking because I wouldn't be pissed. And when I'm not pissed, I talk decent. But I'm pissed, and I'm going to remain pissed until all this crap's taken care of. And it's going to take some time. I saw an elderly black lady yesterday also on TV. I guess she was at Amika Jackson's little speech at the church. And I think it was a controlled environment. I think it was primarily her 20, 30 people. And I say this with all respect to the proud black community. She says, things got to change. She just about had tears in her eyes. Things have got to change. We can't keep going the way we're going. We need to go in a new direction. Well, ma'am, I have to tell you, you're right. But, you know, you must have just woken up from a long, long nap. The same crap has been going on for 20, 30, 40 years. It's the inbreeding down there in East St. Louis. The political inbreeding down in East St. Louis. Eddie Jackson got supported, endorsed, got elected with the help of the East St. Louis Democratic Committee. Amika Jackson got appointed by the East St. Louis Democratic Committee. Then she got elected. And then they say, and she says, that the previous administration, she was a major player. She was a major player in the previous administration. And now she's trying to flip the script. Now she's trying to say that everything is somebody else's fault. Amika Jackson Hicks, and take a lunch break when you call me. Don't call me on the state time because I don't want to pay your $80,000, $90,000 a year. That's another thing. She's making $80,000, $90,000 a year. Her daddy got her a job from the state. Now she's making another $50,000, being a part-time mayor doing nothing. Her daddy makes $100,000 state representative. Her husband has got a job up in St. Clair County on the highway department, making $70,000, $80,000 a year. Did you see the pattern there, people? Does your family have an $80,000, $90,000 a year job financed by the taxpayers of St. Clair County? Hell no. If you've got a job, that's what you have as a job. You don't have a position like these big shot bastard politicians. They'll give you a job. Hey, you want to make $25,000 a year? You want to make $400 or $500 a week? Come up here to the county and do this. Shuffle these papers, do this, do something that we can't get our family to do because it's too hard of work and there's not enough money. So you'll get a job because they need you, but you'll never get a position in St. Clair County. You'll never get a position in East St. Louis unless you're part of the culture of corruption. But do you understand what I'm saying about Amika Hicks? This bitch, now her and her daddy, they're talking about, and I've got this from good sources, I heard part of it. She's bad rapping Charlie Powell. Amika Jackson Hicks is bad rapping Alonzo Greenwood. Amika Jackson Hicks, Amika You Stinka Jackson Hicks is bad rapping Alvin Parks. Now, I don't know what the hell's going on down in East St. Louis, and I know they'll eat their own. But Amika, you're not that strong, honey. You're not that strong, and your papa, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, is even weaker than you are. The only reason he's elected state representative is because Charlie Powell and Alonzo Greenwood and Parks and the East St. Louis Democratic Club have gotten together and endorsed him. But you're talking about the organization like the dogs. I agree with you. Like the dogs they are, and your daddy, he's bad rapping the organization like the dogs that they are, and I agree with you. And now you come out publicly in the newspaper, publicly on the airways, and say to everyone that your administration inherited an unbalanced budget with the deficit projected at $5.7 million. You ignorant bitch, until you sat there as a mayor, you sat there as a councilwoman and the chairperson of the finance committee that put East St. Louis in the projected $5.7 million deficit. Did you forget about that? Are you sleeping beauty? Did you just wake up from a long nap? Amika Jackson Hicks, Amika You Stinka Jackson Hicks, you ignorant, stupid skank. You don't even know what the hell's going on in East St. Louis. And more than that, she doesn't care what's going on down in East St. Louis because she'll sit 9 to 5 on her $90,000 a year job, do-nothing job that we're paying for as state taxpayers, the job that her daddy got her with benefits. She'll have a pension of $70,000, $80,000. And people in East St. Louis, you want to get mad at me for what I call her, or you want to get mad at her for what she does? You know I'm right. Every one of yous down there know that I'm right. I've witnessed it. I give this lady, yeah, sure, I give this skank. I won't use the word bitch. It offends somebody, and I don't know why, because there's guy bitches. It's an attitudinal thing. It's not a gender thing. But anyway, I'm not going to explain myself again. Give this lady $35,000. Give her $35,000 in ads. That's $70,000. Eric Evans busted his ass, take it to the Supreme Court. Other people helped her out. And you know, all I wanted? Sit across the table. You've heard it. Please help get rid of the culture of corruption so the good people, the good, proud black people in East St. Louis can all, you hear me, all get a fair shake. Because at this point, none of yous are getting a fair shake, and you're not going to get a fair shake because it's going to be business as usual like it has been for the last 50 years. And for that proud elderly black lady to say things have got to change. And I wonder, she was probably 70, 75 years old at least. And I don't say this out of disrespect, but ma'am, if you've been around that long in East St. Louis and you're a lifelong resident of East St. Louis, you have seen the pattern. Things don't change until you change them. And these guys aren't going to change them. The only way we're going to get East St. Louis back on track is get rid of the culture of corruption down there, to get rid of the Eddie Jacksons, to get rid of the Alonzo Greenwoods, the Charlie Powells, the Alvin Parks, all these inbred political bastards. And you guys know it. Think about it. They all hang together. They all give each other jobs. They give their family jobs. And what do you get? You get $5 or $10 or $15 election day. Some of you get a little bit of aid, and then you come up to Belleville and live. And that's okay. If that's the way you have to do it that way. But don't expect change, because change is never going to come to East St. Louis. It hasn't came in the last 50 years because we haven't demanded change. That's what we all have to do. We all have to unite and demand change. But Amika, you stinker Jackson Hicks, what a disingenuous person you are to say. And Alonzo Greenwood, you got to be pissed off. Charlie Powell, you got to be pissed off. Alvin Sugar Britches Parks, you got to be pissed off. For this bitch to throw you, I call that lady a bitch, and she's responsible for the $5.7 million in deficit for the poor people of East St. Louis. And I'm the bad guy for using a term? No. Get it right, people. They're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. If they'd have led this city properly, I would have called them ma'am. I would have called them sir. They don't deserve those titles, people, and you know it. Don't judge me or them for what we say. Judge us all for what we do. And what I'm doing is trying to expose this culture of corruption all throughout St. Clair County. And people like Amika, you stinker Jackson Hicks, people like Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, God Sprague, Chief Judge John Red on the Noodle like a pecker on a poodle Barra Civic. These rotten bastards, they keep on keeping on. Their families have jobs. Their friends have jobs. And we're going to talk about the senator. I say, Buckwheat Claiborne. And this is nasty. And I personally think it's criminal, and I think there should be a grand jury investigation. Let me do something like that. Let you good people listening do something like that. They'd be all over our ass. And Senator, don't think we're going to give up on you, because we're going to fight you. We're going to fight you for everything you've done wrong. We're going to talk about your conflicts. We're going to take a break here. But Amika, you stinker Jackson Hicks. I've just exposed you, honey. I call her honey. How's that? Does that make everybody feel better when you got some bitch like, some honey like this, accusing the previous administration? Now that shows what an incompetent idiot she is, people of East St. Louis. She was the finance chairperson in East St. Louis when this $5.7 million in deficit took place. Did she forget she just come out of the Twilight Zone? Was this like for the older people? Remember Dallas, where they had a scenario where JR was shot and he died, but then he came back because he was so popular? What, did you just wake out of a sleep, Amika, you stinker Jackson Hicks, you stupid bitch? The poor people, the proud people of East St. Louis, they don't deserve the kind of treatment. And the old okey-fadoke. Unbelievable, people. Think about it during the break. This lady has thrown Alonzo Greenwood, Charlie Powell, Alvin Parks. She's thrown all these guys under the bus, the same guys that, think about it, that 6 months ago she was on the board with them. She was voting with them. She was doing whatever they wanted done. And now she's calling them thieves. Now she's saying that revealed waste. Her documents, her investigation revealed waste, abuse, theft, and neglect. And all those, if you take the oath of office and don't do what you put under oath that you say you'll do, then that's criminal. So I think all these acts are criminal. But for Amika Jackson Hicks, the disingenuous lady, to say the previous administration that her and her daddy were a major part of. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, and proud to be your First Amendment and all-American station, Radical Radio at its finest. And we stand tall as the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio at its finest. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Someone called me last night and said that the Democratic Party, I found on Facebook posting, interesting, the Greater St. Clair County Democratic Party is soliciting participants to walk at the Freeburg homecoming. I don't ever recall this happening. Oh, it's going to happen because everybody's bolting from the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee. We've exposed them. They know what's going on. And people, we're not stupid. We're not going to take it anymore. You don't have to like me, but you got to hate them son of a bitches. And that's why we all have to get together. Black, white, men, women, Democrats, Republicans, and independents. That's what the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is all about. It's not about friendship. It's not about camaraderie. It's about destruction. And we have to destroy these no-good son of a bitches because they're destroying us. They're destroying our families. They're going to destroy our future generations. So let's not like each other. Not to pat each other on the back after someone hits a home run. It ain't a ball team. It's a philosophical thing, people. We have to all unite. You can stand next to me, I'll stand next to you, and we can say, boy, we're a bunch of ignorant bastards, but we're smart enough. We're smart enough to not to be divided and conquered, that we're all coming together with all the differences we have, racial, religious, political. We're all coming together to get the St. Clair County culture of corruption. And we can do it, people, and we're going to do it in 2016. I want to say hi to Donna Dew, my good friend from Ottawa, Illinois. down in Grutenboro. She's, and I pronounce it wrong all the time. She's listening to us up in Ottawa, Illinois. So, Donna, thank you very much for listening. All the people, we get calls from Berlin. We got a call a couple days ago from Berlin. We get them from Switzerland. Those people understand what's going on, and you guys live it. And you don't understand what's going on. I'm going to get on Claiborne here momentarily, and it's funny. You got to go. You got to get a paper. Don't buy a News Democrat. Get it out of the trash. Don't waste your $1, $1.50. They've got a cartoon, and it's funny as hell, but we'll get to that momentarily. I'm back a little bit. Got a lot of calls about the NAACP. Stanley Franklin or Stanley X, whatever you are. And people, remember, I'm a crazy, ignorant, white, stupid son of a bitch. But I'm smart enough to know that our brave military heroes died to give me the right to speak my piece. And I'm doing it. Don't have to be good looking. Don't have to be intelligent. Don't have to be smart to exercise your First Amendment right. All you have to do is have the guts to stand up and say, I want to be heard. And that's what I do here every day. Every day, I stand up and say, I want to be heard. And we are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. You can call toll-free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. And you can be heard. But this East St. Louis situation is so far out of hand. And you think about it, Parks. You think about it, Greenwood. You think about it, Charlie Powell. This ignorant bitch done threw you under the bus, calling you a bunch of thieves, inadequate, no good son of a bitches, and you're going to sit there and take it? You're trying to support her? You can't support her. She's an idiot. She's a political idiot. And speaking of political idiots, I talked yesterday about the NAACP, their 61st Annual Freedom Fund. And I tell you, I honestly think that the NAACP is a great organization. It's an organization to help the black community. And I'm not offended when my friends say, I'm a member of the NAACP. I don't have my card with me, but I'm actually a lifetime member. I paid my money back years back. I'm a lifetime member of the NAACP. And I believe in the philosophy of the NAACP. I don't believe in what's going on in a lot of these NAACP chapters, like the East St. Louis chapter. They took money from Aaron Kern. They took money from John Barasiewicz. And these two idiots, these two Caucasian, these two honkies, these two crackers are in the front row. John Barasiewicz, I said yesterday, and I had somebody called and said, Bob, you're right on. I said, every one of those men there, John, because they're black, are they called Rufus? You remember him giving the Rufus crap with Elliot Davis, a really decent, proud black man? A leopard don't change his spots, don't change his stripes. John Barasiewicz is what he is, but he's down there smiling and profiling. Now I'm up here giving everybody hell, and I'm a no good son of a bitch, but he's down there, the hypocritical bastard, would do nothing for the black people if he didn't need their vote. He would do nothing. And Aaron Kern would even do less. That bitch would even do less. But because she gave some money out for some scholarships that I think went to all white people a few years back, they give money for some scholarships, and it went to 3 scholarships, went to 3 white students. And not that the whites weren't deserving, but I understand the philosophy of the NAACP. They're trying to help their ethnic group out, their proud black community. Don't blame them a bit. I'm a proud white man, and I do the same for the white community. I wouldn't take from the black community to give to the white community, as I don't hope and I don't expect the NAACP to take from the white community to give to the black community. There's enough out there for all of us, people. But these politicians want to divide and conquer. And it's not going to be any divide and conquer anymore in St. Clair County. We've exposed these son of a bitches. But there again, there's Barasiewicz. There's Aaron Kern, both in the front row. They're all smiling and profiling. And then you got Stanley Franklin, Stanley X. He looks a little bit like Malcolm X. Well, I want to apologize to Malcolm X. But Stanley, here, I'm a white guy. Listen to me. And you're the president of the East St. Louis chapter of the NAACP. And I say you're no more, listen to me, no more than a plantation Negro. Lenine Yucasin ran out of office because she had the audacity to run for office because she thought she was qualified. She wanted to live the American dream, and they threw her out as an associate judge, a proud black lady. Where were you at, Stanley Franklin, the president of the NAACP? You're over there kissing Kern's ass. You're over there kissing Bear Civic, the white people's ass. How many white people would say that the president of the East St. Louis chapter of the NAACP is nothing more than a plantation Negro who sold out? Didn't sell out for white. He sold out for green. And Stanley Franklin, you've got every right to give me a call. You've got every right to come on, and we can debate this, Stanley Franklin. But I personally, as a white, come up here and pick it. 6500 West Main, Suite 315, Belleville, Illinois. Come up here and pick it. Stanley Franklin, if you think I'm wrong, but you know I'm right. I welcome a picket because you know why? Then you would be at least in the Proud Blacks expressing what they believed in. They don't believe in you, Stanley Franklin. They don't believe in the NAACP, the East St. Louis chapter. I'm sure they believe in the national chapter, as I believe in the philosophy of the national chapter. You sit back and take money from the white boys in Belleville, the white ladies in Belleville, and you start stepping and fetching. You guys should have been up here pounding the pavement at the courthouse when Lanina Kaysen got screwed when she lost her associate judgeship because she's a true American, has the opportunity. That's her right to run for office, and she gets penalized. That's what's wrong, people. They're going to show you. Don't go against them because they'll destroy you. They'll destroy you with our money, with our tax dollars. And we've exposed that. And again, I don't think it's going to be pretty in 2016. I think these Democrats are going to crumble. God Sprague's on his way out. Bear Civic's on his way out. And Bear Civic, I'm waiting to see what you're going to do. They're supposed to be running for retention. They're supposed to be running for retention. Now, we're going to see what they do. The state constitution, Article 6, Section 12, says that once you're elected as a circuit judge, the next election cycle, you shall run for retention. And the voter shall have the right to either retain you or not with 3/5 majority. That's 60%. This Bear Civic couldn't get 20% on retention, and he knows that. So he's going to run. He's going to circumvent the Illinois Constitution because they can do that in St. Clair County. And he's going to run on the ballot. Now, that's why they have retention. Once you're an elected judge and you go to be retained, you're held to a little bit higher standard. And that's what the state constitution says. But Bear Civic, you don't have to obey the law. He's a chief judge. He's John Red on the noodle like a pecker on a poodle, Bear Civic. You don't have to do nothing. The boys in Belleville don't have to do nothing because they are the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee. You guys can take that Democratic Central Committee and shove it up your stinky, hairy, wrinkled, old, white asses. You guys make me ashamed sometime to be a white man. But I'm going to tell you like it is. And don't think I just pick on the blacks. I don't pick on anybody. I take that back. I expose everybody. You've heard me, black, white, men, women, Democrats, Republicans. I don't give a damn. If I think you're wrong, I'm going to speak my piece. Then we got this idiot, Mr. Holman, calls from East St. Louis. Says, I shouldn't be talking about Mika that way. Well, let me tell you what, you idiot. If you're having sex with sheep in the back, you shouldn't be doing that. If you're having sex with the goats in your backyard, you shouldn't be doing that, but you're doing what you want to do, ain't you, Mr. Holman? And let me tell you, sir, when these rotten, no-count, good-for-nothing political scumbag bastards, when they quit doing all the corrupt activities that they're doing, when they quit doing every activity that they're doing that's hurting us, the hardworking taxpayers, then I'll quit using the verbiage that I do. Now, my verbiage does nothing but maybe give you a headache, because at times it gives me a headache. That's all my verbiage does. It doesn't take money out of your pockets. It doesn't make you have higher taxes. I don't take money out so your son and daughter can't get a good education, where they can't go to school, where they can't have a nice living, where they can't go out on the weekends and maybe go to the show and enjoy themselves. My verbiage is doing nothing to affect your family. But these rotten bastard political son of a bitches, they're doing it all. And you get mad at me? And most people don't. Most people I talk to say, Bob, we agree with you. Had a 75-year-old lady come on the answering machine to talk worse than I do. And I salute her for that, because she's got every right to be pissed and say what she wants. Again, don't judge me or anybody by what we say. Judge us all by what we do. You understand me, people? And Stanley Franklin. I got off on this side note, but Stanley Franklin, you're an embarrassment to the proud black community. The NAACP is a great organization. It's an organization that was meant to help the proud black people, to move them along, to give them the opportunities. But what do? You sell out. You sell out to the white boys, and it ain't pretty. We got some callers. We'll take them. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Bob?
Yes.
First of all, I just want to say you have a lot of courage. I can remember being a little boy hearing about the corruption of St. Clair County, and I didn't know what that meant. I'm from Alton, Madison County, but you always heard St. Clair County, I had to say Shreveport, Madison County, but St. Clair County was always corrupt. I never knew what that meant. Most people don't care about East St. Louis, but you exposed the culture of corruption and what that really means. The phrase culture of corruption, that means generations of corruption.
Right.
And most people don't understand that, but I'm, after listening to your show, get it. And that's why I said you have a lot of courage to say, because you care. It'd be easy for you not to care and give a damn about it. But that's what I'm telling you that is important about you. Finally, Bob, you're excellent for exposing the culture of corruption. And that's my comment.
Thank you very much, Mark. But, Mark, I got to disagree with you for one thing. People do care about East St. Louis. I'm born and raised in East St. Louis. I care. I want to go back to the area where I live and not get shot at and not have my car break down because I drove in a 3-foot pothole. I care about East St. Louis. Now, these rotten bastards in Belleville that kiss your ass, the Bear Civics, the Spragues, the Kerns that throw you a couple bucks and kiss your ass. See, I won't kiss your ass, but I'll do something for you. I've done more for the black community with my money than any of these rotten bastards, and I challenge any of them to say or prove any different. Thank you very much, sir. We got another. Let's take one more. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, if the mayor was actually right about this stuff and everything else like that, shouldn't the governor appoint a special investigation force to look into this stuff of federal money and all this misappropriation of funding?
You know what, sir? You're exactly right. Hey, Amika, you Stinker Jackson. You bitch, you've uncovered this corruption. Now, why don't you call the governor? Why don't you call the state police and ask for a grand jury investigation, to ask for a criminal investigation? Put your money where your big mouth is, bitch. Put your money where your mouth is. If there's all that corruption going on and you've exposed it, turn it over to the proper authorities. Sir, thank you very much. That was a great comment. Amika, you Stinker Jackson. Where the hell you at? Let's get up there to the state police. Do it on your lunch break, though. Don't do it on your job that you're making $90,000 coming from all of us hard-working taxpayers. And then you go down to East St. Louis at 5 in the evening and sit there and twiddle your thumbs and do whatever the hell you do. Somebody said you were calling for some batteries. What are you going to use those batteries for, Amika? Hey, I'm just asking. You got to use them for something. You're taking care of business. Maybe. Just maybe, Amika. I'll send you some batteries. Maybe that'll make you a better person. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. Okay, you hear my disclaimer. I'm going to piss people off if you're offended by anything. Now, I got to say that, and I got to go here. Had a proud black lady just call in, didn't want to go on the air. And I got to say what she said. She said, you're right. Stanley Franklin, the president of the NAACP, this is coming, and I'll swear on my son. She just said this. And don't be pissed at me. I'm just a messenger. She said Stanley Franklin is no more than a porch monkey. Whatever the hell a porch monkey means. But that come from a black woman, a proud black lady. And see, they're tired. You people who listen to me, you know we're all tired of this crap. Senator Claiborne, you got to get the Belleville News Democrat today. Funny as hell in the editorial. Got a gal sitting at the bar, says, buy me a drink. And here's the senator in a white suit, black shirt with the collar open. Got a foo-foo drink in his hand with a little umbrella. She says, buy me a drink. And Senator Foghorn, I say, Buckwheat Claiborne says, no, honey, I won't buy you a drink. I'll just get you a cushy state job and we can charge it to the taxpayers. I said that yesterday. Claiborne's got 3 or 4 people jobs. He ends up in Jamaica with one. He ends up at the White House with one. And that's not his money. You heard Elliot Davis. He spends all of his campaign money, the money that the people give him to get elected. That's how atrocious of a man that the senator is. And, Senator, you're a big shot. You're the majority House, State Senate House leader. You're a big shot in Springfield. But you're too small to call the good people. You're too small to call us and be transparent with the people in your senatorial district. You're a small man, Senator, but I'll tell you, I'm getting tired of financing your social life. Me as a hardworking taxpayer, I'm getting tired of financing your relationships with these ladies. I'm tired, Senator, and you get this Vanetta Harris Rush, you get her a job, and she owes over $300,000 in bankruptcy charges. How the hell her position could be compromised? Not that she would do it, but somebody maybe a less weak-minded would say, I need money, and if this guy comes, maybe I'll do something on the Prison Review Board to get him out of jail when he shouldn't be out of jail. I think that's too compromising. I think she needs to resign on the spot, Senator, and if you've got any integrity, you'll tell her to resign. You're the one that got her that job. You're the one that can take it away. But they tell me there's going to be a lot more to the Senator Claiborne story. But please, and I don't have enough time, but we're going to talk about it. We'll start off with it tomorrow. But the editorial too, it's unbelievable. Vanetta Harris gets paid $85,000 a year plus a state car plus a state gas card, and she's a member of the Illinois Prison Review Board. In exchange, her bankruptcy petition showed she did not pay federal income taxes for 2009, 2010, 2012, or 2013. And also it says, don't forget, she hasn't bothered to repay $306,000 in federal student loans for her education. What the hell? And her husband, her ex-husband, Corey Rush, is behind bars because he went to federal prison for misusing a federal grant at Southern Illinois University, the East St. Louis campus. And I just wonder, Vanetta Harris Rush, during that time when you were married, did you benefit? Did you benefit from the misuse of the federal funds? I have to ask, you were his wife. I personally would bet that you benefited. But that's for another day, Vanetta. But you understand me, people. Claiborne, I got to ask you, and we're going to start off on Claiborne tomorrow. This guy is the attorney for all the Arabs down in East St. Louis. He's also the city attorney making $1 million a year. People, you understand? He makes $1 million a year, and you people can't put food on your table because our politicians fund him. But he's a city attorney, handles the city legal problems, situations. He's also the attorney for the Arabs that have all the liquor stores. And to have a liquor store, you got to have a city liquor license. And who helps control the city liquor license? Who advises the mayor on the city liquor license? The city attorney. And who's the city attorney? None other than the Senator Foghorn, I say, Buckwheat Claiborne. Now he's the Illinois State Senator for the 57th Senatorial District in this great state of Illinois. He helps make the liquor laws. How the hell can he help make the liquor laws and then represent a guy who wants a liquor license? So much inbreeding, people. You understand me? So many conflicts in Claiborne's basket, in Claiborne's drawers. And that's probably not the only thing in Claiborne's drawers. Claiborne, as bad as I need a job, you're not gonna give me a job and make me do what some people may have to do. You atrocious bastard. Can't you get a lady on your own? Can't you? And I tell you, first time ever that I've seen the editorial cartoon that actually looked better than the person. This guy looks slick, but you gotta get the Belleville News Democrat today, Tuesday, August the 18th. You gotta read the opinion. You gotta look at the cartoon. And Senator, I think that you should also resign from your office. You've disrespected everybody in the 57th Senatorial District for this great state of Illinois. How embarrassing. You're not only embarrassing as a political leader, you're embarrassing as a black man. The proud black community needs to disown you, Senator, because, see, most of the proud black people aren't like you. No, all of the proud black people aren't like you, Senator. But we're going to get on your stinky, rotten black ass. And if he's a white guy, we'll get on his ass. We'll get on Barris. I'll tell you what, we'll equal opportunity to this. I'm going to get on the senator's ass, the greasy black bastard's ass, and then I want to get on Barris Civic, the chief judge, for his white, stinky, hairy, old ass. And Barris Civic, I saw the picture in the paper. Get you some shoes, will you bitch? You got them old penny loafers on. That's back in the 60s, you stupid son of a bitch, and that's where you're living, back in the 60s. But Rufus, every guy here in this picture, every proud black man, I guarantee you, if you give Barris Civic some crap, you're not going to be a proud black man. You're going to be Rufus, just like Elliot David was. So you remember that, the proud black community, what he said and what he does against the proud black people, because this ignorant bastard is up for re-election in 2016. And I got to ask one question, Mr. Chief Judge, John Red on the noodle like a pecker on the poodle. Got to ask you this. How's Blowjob? How's your son Blowjob Barris Civic doing in the congressional polls? I don't think it's going to be pretty for either one of you guys, Barris Civic, because you guys aren't hierarchy. You're not royalty in St. Clair County. To me and most people, you've been exposed, not as royalty, but as no good, no count, white cracker pieces of crap. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio. And you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. You know what we got to do? We got to keep taking this journey. We got to get up in the morning. Got to clean our nasty behinds. The politicians don't, but we do. You got to put your clothes on. You got to take a deep breath and say, today's not going to be like yesterday. Today's going to be better. And tomorrow's even going to be better. People, I don't want to inspire anybody. I want to motivate everybody. Let's all stand not in front of each other, not behind each other, but side by side. And together we can unite. And we can. This is the year, the perfect storm, 2016. We can unite and expose these no-count political perverted punks we call politicians. Drag them as far as we have to, and we'll continue. It's a hard journey. It's a rough journey, but we can make it. And at the end of the day, the reward comes for all of our hard work. Will we take these no-count son of a bitches and throw them in the fire? Throw them in the fire to destroy them. The political fire, of course. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.